Okay, there we are. That's all set up and ready to go. How you guys doing? This is Hybridsteel. Welcome to Tavern Manager Simulator. This game comes out next week on the 13th of August. And I've had this game kicking around for a little bit. We even did a demo of it a little while ago, and they've just added in, because of the new feature coming out, obviously because the game's coming out soon, they've added in a feature where you can do Twitch integration. So if you're on Twitch chat tonight, you will be able to be part of the ensemble of people that are inside the game, which will be pretty cool. But apart from that, we'll be all good. So apparently I'm going to continue. I'd rather just start a new game, if I'm going to be brutally honest. Okay, so this is pretty much... yeah, we're all good. Papa Furby, how you doing? So we are right at the beginning of the game. And there we are. Right, okay, so... we got to start our journey. Find the entrance to the tavern. Now, if you did watch my previous video on this a while ago, you'll know where we're going. We've done all this before. But, yeah, I had to start again. Because this has changed already. There was no door last time. So yeah, there we go. So yeah, certain things have changed already. Apparently, according to the developer, some things will be changing all the way up until actual release date, which is the 13th of August, which is only next week. Just hanging out with the kids. Son is 8, daughter is 2. Oh, I've got an 8-year-old and a 5-year-old. So, yeah, it's nightmarish. It really is. Open the tavern doors. Man, I can't open the doors yet. Oi, oi. How you doing, Claus? Let's open the doors. Ah, glorious. Great view. Bad bar. Not good. Doing all good, fella, and you? I'm doing okay. Just mulling through the warmth because it's been pretty toasty down here. Right, I need to put out a mop. It's not a mop. Tis a broom. Yeah, muggy is apparently like tomorrow and up until Monday it's supposed to be like really warm. And then it's going to be like disappearing slowly but surely. I'm hoping, I've got to be honest, I don't like it. I know people like, they get all fun with like, I love the sun, it's summer. And I don't like it, basically. I got to see if I can turn that off. Like when it comes to the integration to this. Can I turn this off so it doesn't happen all the time? Send notifications, no. I don't like the sun. I don't. The sun's good, but I don't like the heat. I don't like it when it's like 29 degrees and you're like, I really wouldn't mind just, you know, just not being here right now. I don't like it would be. Yeah, it's not cool. Headaches and migraines I get because of... I know it can normally be caused through like dehydration. Me, I get migraines and headaches when the weather changes. So when it goes from like spring to summer, horrible. When it goes from summer to autumn, horrible. Like because of the pressure changes, that's when I suffer the most. At the moment, I'm okay. But yeah, you never count your chickens before they lay their eggs. Give me snow any day. I can understand why people don't like snow. I understand it completely. But for me, I'm like, yeah, you can suffer for a little bit. If I have to suffer through, like, snow... well, no, if I like snow. If you have to suffer through snow, then I'll suffer through the summer. It's that simple. Yeah, low pressure system, I get a headache. Yeah, same. So mine changes when it goes like high and low. It sucks balls. So I'm in the same boat as you, matey. We'll take paracetamol together. It's fine. Obviously not overdose. Be responsible. Be happy. Yes, cover up the problems with rags. They'll go away faster. There you go. All my problems have disappeared. Yes. Look into... Can I get rid of the cobwebs? Because the cobwebs are a little bit annoying. Look in here. Oh, how do I get rid of this stuff? Okay, I do just sweep it up. Yeah, get rid of it. Get rid of it. Clean this up. Don't care what the game says. You gotta do this first. No. Is it untidy? Yes. Am I going to clean it up? Quite potentially. I think I'm good though. All good, right. Enter, stranger. Oh, it looks like the old owner conducted his business here. Really? So the reason why I'm playing this, just to like bring you up to speed, is that this game comes out next week on the 13th of August, I believe. Now, I want to do a mini-series of this, and the reason why I want to do a series of this is because, well, I think it'll be a fun little game to mess around with. I genuinely feel that it's just, I can do a little bit of like, you know, role-playing and storytelling and so on and so forth. And I'm basically, you know what, this will be one of those games. And so that's the plan. I actually want to play this and have something that I can sort of like work on when it comes to series. So you watch the expansion of the tavern, the clientele, that sort of thing. And I figured, because I've already played the first part of this game, where we were getting our first clients in, we bought the tables and chairs, that was basically the demo. This goes past that, so I want to be able to make videos from that section onwards. So yeah, that's the plan. Alright, there we are. Purchase resources. This is your tavern management disc. You need it to manage the tavern. Replenish resources. Buy furniture and decorations. Purchase resources. Order the necessary. Yeah, that's fine. And purchasing resources. Excellent. Okay, cool. Trash bin. Can we unlock a trash bin? We can, but I think we need beer first. Wait for the cart to be here. Rightio. Giddy up, buttercup, giddy up. There it is. The cart. Thomas, I'm back from the last live stream. Well, welcome back. Hope you have a good. Hope you had a good time. I'm not sure why you would come back. You know, I'm a strange person. Some people find me. I'm like fly spray. I've got a certain taste that just lingers. That could just be my BO. I don't know yet. That's a big bag. Right, cool. Let's chuck this on the shelf. Yes, there we are, Jeff. Rightio. Now what have I got to do? I've got to change the sign. What is it? What is it? Order a new sign. Well, I've got to make it first. Ah, it was a shield. Right. So, I've got to choose my icon. I'm the Batman. Alfred, we've got to make a bar. The Wild Hog. Yeah, the Red Dragon. The Gnome. Lily. I don't know what that is. The Wench. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, okay. The Merry Man. The Mole. The Brave Hare. Actually, that's not a bad title. Yeah, well, everyone's going to choose the dragon head. If you're a guy, most of you are going to be like, I'm going to get the dragon. And everyone's going to do the same thing. I'm going to have the Brave Hare. Yes. Yeah. The Brave. Can I change the text because it sucks? Oh, that's much better. I like that. Right, let's have a look through the actual signs that we can have. I don't like that. I like that. That's almost a winner. That's okay. Yeah, it's gonna be that one. Oh yeah, that looks cool. I like that. I like it a lot. Opening and closing the tavern. Yeah, we got to spin it. The Wicked Basilisk. That was a cool name. Right. Spin the sign. You know what? Whilst I'm here. Cool. It sounds like the cats are killing each other on the street again. Hey everyone, come into my bar where there is no blankets at all hiding anything like rubbish under them. No. Let me just take the wooden off the windows because we need to take this off. Now it looks like something. Gimme. Okay, so now we got to pour beer. So you have to get it in the little green section on the top of the gauge, right? Because if you don't, you stuff up. And it's not as good of a beer. So it doesn't command that much money. Right. Oh, we have a customer. One beer? Yes. Now, I'm not sure where I put the tray of beers. It just disappeared into my bum, apparently. If you're on Twitch, by the way, if you type ale and a message, you could be one of these people that walks into the bar. Just saying. It's in there. You can do it. How you doing then, sir? Yeah. Glad to see you. It's always a pleasure to visit you. I think your tavern will soon become the best in the entire kingdom. For king and country. Hi, would you like a beer too? You would? Fantastic. Glad to see you in my tavern. Yeah, they all say the same thing, right? Yeah, I get it. That's why I need water. Feels like a VR game. I'll do water in a minute. Hi, sir. Yeah, you can have a beer. There you go, sir. I can't remember. Nope. Oh, there we are. Yes. There we go. Spick and span, that is. I haven't got any food, mate. Have a beer. Thank you. Right. Where's clean water, you jebstick? Do you want to have a conversation? Yeah. Hi. I'm the best in. I'll be the best here. Fantastic. It's another person who says the same thing. Now I can't pick the bucket out. I'm stuffed with that. No, I've served people. I'm not serving anybody else. Go away. There we go. I'm closed. Get off my land. No. Go away. Don't like you. I'm asking you to leave. Get out of my bar. Mate, I'm done. It's night time. I'm not doing lock-ins. Bye-bye. There we are. That's how you treat people. Yeah. It says new quest. Oh. Yeah, but I've already done the water. Look, there's water there. Right there. Oh no, I've stuffed that up completely. Wow, I spawned another bucket of water. That is absolutely amazing. Oh yeah, there we go. Everything is clean. No, it's not. I've got a tray full of stuff. If it was clean, it wouldn't look like this, would it? Yeah. Clean my bum. Clean my ass. Yay me! I've wobbled a glass around. Look, wibbly wobbly, wibbly wobbly. And it's clean. Have I got any more I haven't got any more to do. Boost my reputation. Can anybody hit the like, subscribe, and notification button below? That'll help boost the reputation for my bar dramatically. Yeah, it will. It really will. If you want to become a patron of my bar, you can hit the like, subscribe, and notification, and then head over to Twitch where you can type in ale in the chat, and you'll appear in the game whenever I get over that point again. Right, let's pour out some good beers. Perfect. We'll get the next lot ready. Oh yes. Oh yes. There we go. 6 brand new beers. Well, I'm not sure if we can open up. It's like 10 o'clock at night. Most people are like, well, I better get back to my dwelling in the castle's keep. I'm still not even sure why this bar is outside of the actual castle grounds. Because normally most bars were inside the grounds just in case people like needed a guardsman because, you know, fights, that sort of thing. But apparently this one's outside the grounds. Can we change our prices to like rip off people? Here, bow. You want a beer? Just gotta wait now. Well, that person's not coming in. Hey, this person is. Check me out. I'm back. You booted me out before. Yeah, we did. We did. Unfortunately. It wasn't meant to be the first time, was it, matey? But, you know, welcome. Welcome to my establishment. You can have a beer! Yes. Glad to have you in my tavern. Yeah, easily led, aren't you? I'm a polite host. I am. I've never been rude to anybody in this bar. When it comes to this channel, if people are rude to me, then I'm not going to be a nice host, am I? But if you treat me with respect, I'll treat you with respect. If you treat me like an arsehole, I will do the same. Ale. It says if you type ale, I don't know. It's weird. Let me just go into the old settings and see what we can find out. Send notifications to chat, and I've logged in. I'm connected. Normal viewer. There you go. Ale. You have. Maybe like the next person in will have your name above her. So we got to wait for another person. Now we got to see. Tar very much there. Oh no, it's night time. You're gonna have to wait till tomorrow now. Sorry, bud. No space on the tray. Well, that's poo. Ta-da! Right. I'm watching on both platforms. Not a problem. I'm hoping then the next person that comes into the bar will have your name. Thrillride Gaming, long time no see. Well, that's not my fault. I'm always here. It's not my fault if people don't come and see me all the time. I feel like an abandoned, what's it? An abandoned grandparent. Good. At night, there are fewer visitors. You can go to sleep. To do this, wait for darkness, serve all the guests, and close the tavern. Oh, I haven't. Yeah. It's alright, man. I completely understand. People can't always make it to the streams. They can't always watch my videos, and I get it. It's fine. Sleep till morning. Okay. Yes, I'm a benevolent dictator. Yes. Alright. Oh, there's nothing for me to do. Why did that lose? That shouldn't have lost its speciality. We'll take the non-special beer and we'll just sell it this time around. Yeah, you know, it's like stupid o'clock. Oh, there you are. There you are, look. There you are. A cat 330. You are a girl, apparently. Yep, you got boobs and everything. Congratulations. I don't know if that's what you wanted, but hey. Life's life. Did you sell all the gold buckets? What gold buckets? There's no gold buckets in this game. Of dirt. Oh man, that was ages ago. Yeah, we did that. That was Gold Rush. Right. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. Does anybody want a beer? I know people at music festivals like, I need some drink. Bloodstock's on at the moment. And I've seen one of my friends there. And this morning this morning he posted a picture of on Facebook. He goes, I feel a little bit more fragile than I used to. Yeah, I'm getting old. He was a picture of a bottle of water. I'm like, yeah, that happens. I saw because Bloodstock just announced their tickets for next year. Like some of the bands that are playing, like Machine Head's playing, Static X are playing. I was like, I want to go to this. I did a quick total up of how much it would actually cost to take me, my family, just in tickets and everything. It was like £1,000. I was like, oh, that sucks. And then there's like, you have to buy tents because we haven't got any tents. That means we have to buy 2 tents. That's another 150, maybe £200. So that's 1,200 quid. And then like food and drink on top of that. My kids don't really eat a lot of food, so I would have to try and provide for them at a music festival, which would not be easy. And I'm probably looking at like the best part of 1,600 quid. I'm like, I genuinely cannot afford to go to a music festival anymore. I'm just that skint. Like, it's not gonna work. Transporter 2602. You'll probably be the next person in. Well done, Eket. You have changed. It basically registers who says ale in Twitch, and then you come in as a person. Glad to have you in my tavern. It's your birthday on Wednesday. Well, happy birthday for Wednesday. I don't know what I'm doing on Wednesday. There you are, Transporter 2602. Welcome to my bar. Both my viewers have got apparently voluptuous breasts. There you go. Welcome to my bra tavern. Yes. Please stream. I don't know. It's called unfortunate. Like, life is really, really tough now. It's summer holidays right now. It's a pain in the arse. So summer holidays, kids, and so on and so forth. I can never guarantee anything. Glad to have you in my tavern. Hey, my eyes are up here. Yeah, they're here. Ah, how you doing, sir? Hey, bartender, hit me with the double and introduce me to that girl with the bubble. I'm gonna wait. Look, I've got customers to serve. The quest can wait. Buy a new tavern level. No. Stuff off. What's your favourite sweet? That's a good question. I'm quite partial to a toxic waste. If you've never had one, they are amazingly sour. I like them. Don't I overcharge the customers? Cost of living, like, well, it's $10 an ale. That's going rate. Cheers, matey. Have a good evening, morning, whatever time it is. Welcome to my tavern. Hope you enjoy your beer. It's glowing. It's special. It's amazing. Right, let me just tidy up here. Yeah, I like sour sweets. The most sour sweet I had was from a sweet shop up in Wales, and no word of a lie, I couldn't eat it. I had to spit it out. It was more sour than I really, really needed. Have a good service. Yes. I don't think I've got any more beer. I think I'm out. Oh no. Right, I'm sorry, I can't serve you. I've got no more beer. Closing. Sorry guys. I've got nothing left. I'm sorry. Actually, do I have one more beer? I think I don't have any more beers. I'm very sorry. I'm going to have to ask you to leave. I'm sorry. No, you didn't get served because I haven't got any more beer, you plonker. What's your favourite alcohol beverage? I was prone to drinking vodka. Straight. No pussyfooting around with like mixers and stuff. Just straight vodka. But I'd prefer to have like a double vodka and then a bottle of Smirnoff Ice afterwards, because it sort of complemented the paint stripper to nice sweet taste. Most of the time, I have a pint of Foster's. If you want a disgusting one to try a baby's brain. It's gorgeous. It's flipping disgusting. Bud. Oh no, Bud's like pea water. I used to drink a lot of Budweiser, but I'm like, nah. It's just too weak. Like even if I compare it to like any other like lager that I would drink, Budweiser's like the last one I would buy. Just because it's like, meh, whatever. And most of the time, if you go into like a bog stand, like mainstream pub or bar, Budweiser's either on tap or they have bottles. It's like your last go-to drink. I'm not very much of an ale person though, that's the thing. Carlin's alright. That was my like festival drink because it was cheap. Right, I've got 145 skidoodles, so I need beer. Let's do we need to do another 10. So that's 50. Done that. Wait for that. School is just a way of telling the truth unless it's a story. Well, I don't know. It's depending which subject you take in school. If you take history, that's just one big story. Could have an alternative ending, it's depending where you stop. Yes, because history is told by the winners, it's not told by the losers. Nope, the beard has not grown at all. I trimmed it when I went away at the beginning of the summer holiday, but that's about it. As it doesn't grow. My beard doesn't grow any longer than this. This is it. This is it. I've trimmed the sides to make it like a bit more flatter, to make it a little bit more manageable, but apart from that, I ain't done nothing with it. I'm very, very lax when it comes to any sort of beard care at all. I don't use beard oils, I just wash my face. How much to get rid of it? You're talking 8 figures. And the reason why I'd say 8 figures is because, number one, I can take care of me, my family, and everything else and get that sorted. And I wouldn't ever ask for advertising on my channel ever again. 8 figures. So it's not going to happen. And the reason why I said 8 figures is because it's such a high number, nobody will pay it. How much is that? You're looking at the starting bid would be £10 million. Yeah. Right, so we've got butterfly. Buy a new tavern level. I don't want to. Yeah, I'm not chopping it off. Basically, the whole thing would be you could take 10 years off with it. No, I'm not doing that at all. basically, I'm not cutting my beard off. It was part of my marital agreement with my wife. It was, if I chop it off, that means I got divorced. Because Kerry likes my beard. I like my beard. I'm lazy enough to keep my beard, and I like it. It's cool. But when people are like, oh, how much to chop it off? That's why I came up with 10 million, because I don't want to chop it off. So if you offered 10 million quid, sure, I'd even live stream it. I'll live stream me shaving my beard, and then I'll take your 10 million. I'll go and buy myself a house, get my kids sorted, support my wife because of all the stuff we're about to go through as we get older, and then everything else is sorted. And then 6 months later, my beard will be back. So you wasted 10 million quid for me to have a shave, and then I grow it back anyway. So yeah, and I don't really care about looking younger, Jeff. I'm 40. I don't really care. That's the difference. Right, I need to buy furniture. I think we'll just go with the bench. I like this. Actually, this isn't bad. But I do need money. We've got... How much we got left? We've got 45 quid. I don't think I can afford anything for 45 quid. Order and receive a new furniture. That's £35 for that. I would do it, it's fine. Yeah, the idea is I won't ever really shave my beard off. Ever. I'll trim it back because occasionally it gets like too fluffy out the sides and I don't like it. But keeping it where it is perfect for me. Well, basically what Jeff is trying to say is if people with beards shave their beards off, they look younger. They may look younger, but they're not the person you like. Or you don't know properly anymore. And the thing is if you watch like reaction videos for like children who like their parents have got a beard, and then their dad shaved the beard off, they don't recognise their own father anymore. And it's like, rather not have that happen. I like my kids. I mean, they're a pain in my ass, but I like my kids. Inventory. But I actually, I can show. Where's that video? Where's the picture? Man with beard, before and after. Images. Here you go. Right, so the guy from Game of Thrones. What's his bloody name? The ginger one.
Oh, Tormund.
Tormund. Right, here you go. This is with and without a beard. Let me just pull this over. Look, that's before and after. That's after beard. It doesn't look like the same person. Look at it. Look at it. It doesn't look right. People, when you've seen people with beards and after beards, they're like, look, Keanu Reeves with a beard. I actually prefer Keanu Reeves with a beard. He looks like a badass with a beard. Without a beard, he looks a little bit like a druggie. You know? But if you take all these people with beards and then like you take away that thing that made them, which is their look, they don't look right anymore. So if you can imagine me without a beard, it's just not right. Beards are character. That's people grow them because of it. And it's like, okay, cool. So my look is the way I design myself. If you grow sideburns, you grow sideburns. If you grow a beard, you grow a beard. If you grow a moustache, just make sure it doesn't resemble a fascist German dictator. You'll be fine. But you can grow what you like, but it comes down to what you prefer and how you look. If you've grown a beard and all of a sudden you look 10 years older, then that's just how it is. What do you look like with no beard? Do you want to know the funny thing is? I've had a beard for as long as social media's been around. I own one picture of myself without a beard. And that was when I was 18. Since I was 18, I've always had some sort of facial hair. I've never liked my face because it's fat. I am round. Well, I've been around longer than social media. I'm an old person. It's not difficult to understand. No, I ain't gonna. There's no point in showing that picture. No point at all. My kids have always known me with a beard. Right, so that's done and that's done. Order and receive decor. I've got $10 to my name. Will it give bowling ball vibes? No, because I had hair then. I'm just a fat person, so I've just got a round face. Yeah, I haven't got enough for this. I've got to sell stuff, so right, we need to sell beer. It's late at night, but we can still sell stuff. It's fine. Ice Cube. I like Ice Cube. I like his music. Don't ask me to name a song. I can't. But I'll listen to it. Who do we have? No, I can't. I can't name one song. I'll just listen to it. Like I like listening to it. I don't know the music. Right, there we go. Have a beer. Dunno. Yes, you're right there, sir. If I just keep saying... No, it doesn't. Okay. You can't repeat that. That's fine. Like I said, I don't know. I just listen. Thank you and goodbye. I don't know a lot of tracks by name, unless it's like metal. I'm not putting it on because it'll get copyrighted. That's how YouTube works. You put a copyright piece of music on, the record company take that song and go, we'll just copyright the whole of your video there. So whatever money you make, we make, because we own that track that's on your stream there. Yes. So no, I don't put on copyrighted music. I don't own the rights to it. I'm just going to... No, because... Oh my god. Right, so the way that I talk to you guys is exactly how that I listen to music. I do everything on this computer. Spotify is on this computer. Spotify currently is playing the music you can hear in the background. Thank you very much, lady. Have a good day. I was thinking king of building a PC. Build a PC then. Go for it. I've done it a couple of times now. Once you've done it once, you sort of know what you're doing, and it becomes a lot easier. It really does. So before... Obvious I'm alcoholic. 3 times I've been to your pub. Yep, you love it here. You love it, love it, love it. Ah, a party. Transporter 2602. Table 1, please, sirs. Yes. Have a good beer. Nice to see you in my tavern. Ah, yes. Ah, yes. Good to see you in my tavern. Cool. I can get loads of experience off for 2 people. I want a Ryzen 5 5600X, RTX 3060 12 gig. Don't buy a 3060. It's alright, but at the moment, I mean, prices are a bit funky with them. You look at it that you either buy, unfortunately, when it comes to the 3060 range, it's depending on availability. Now, I did have one, which I don't have anymore, because I went with what I've got now. Oh, I've got to tidy up. 3060s are alright, but it's just when it comes to like clock speed and stuff, they're not as good as like the 40 range. You don't you use a 2070? No, unfortunately, my graphics card I had was taking too much power, so I had to trade it in for what I've got now, which I've got a 4060 something. It's just a standard one. It was literally just because my computer couldn't run the one I had. I didn't want to buy another power supply. I don't want to upgrade, so I'm happy with what I've got now. I'm running a slightly lesser computer. I'm fine with that. I used to run a 2060 Super, yeah. No, not really. I think it's a 40. This is a 4060. It's okay. It does what I need it to do, but it was an emergency thing because what was happening was my power supply couldn't generate enough power on boot cycle, so the graphics card occasionally would catch enough to actually light up, and it was fine. And then sometimes it would just turn itself off, like on boot cycle. So every time it did it, it was like, okay, I'm going to have to turn it off and turn it back on again. And then sometimes it would just like quick fire, and it was fine. So I took it to a place to test it, and they said there was absolutely nothing wrong with the graphics card, and they bought it off me. So I bought the one I've got now. It was a pain in the ass because it's like I didn't care. The graphics card, I liked it, but you needed a slightly better power supply. I've got an 850 watt power supply. That card alone was taking like 400 watts, I think it was. It was a lot. And for some reason, it just couldn't boot. So I had to trade it in. But 46 are alright. I mean, they're quite cheap as well compared to like the 30 range. And they don't take as much power. So it's not bad. And the two-fan 4060 I've got it's just one power wire from the power supply. It's not two. So you only have to power it with one cable. Oh no, I need that one. Yeah. Okay. Slap a 4090 into it. Have you got a spare £2,000? I don't. If I had a spare £2,000, I'd go to Bloodstock. No, I'll probably just take my kids to like Paris. We'll go to like Disneyland or something. Yeah, I don't have that money. I can serve 5 more people, so that's 50 gold there. So 80, it's 100, 130. We have to buy more beer, so that's 50 in. We're going to be ordering decorations for a little, or not for a while. We'll just get this done first. Do you like PlayStation or Xbox? I have PlayStation. I'm going to be honest, I prefer PlayStation. I run on the lower end subscription rate. I don't really play a lot of games on it. I play games that I already own, or I play games that were free. But I do like Game Pass. Game Pass was pretty cool, and being able to open it up on the PC and be like, hey, if I want to play this, I can play it on here. It's all good. So, yeah. What have you got? No, I've got a PS5. This. It's 5. I have a PS4 for the kids. We haven't done anything with it yet. I've got to boot it up, attach it to the internet, do stuff with it, and be happy. Nothing to apologise for. You have no reason to apologise. You're fine. I do like it. It's a good console. It's just a console. I do like it when people start going off on the whole console war thing, because it's quite fun to like have an argument with people nowadays. Because I'm part of the, it doesn't matter what you play on something and you're fine. Heard they have thermal issues. Mine's never had a problem. You don't get it? What, the console / PC war? That's debated history, that is. Basically, whatever you've got and whichever one you bought, you're wrong compared to the other person, okay? That's just how it works. PS or just Xbox, it's a preference. And it comes down to like which company you want to support, how corrupt they are, that sort of thing. And then it's like, well, my console's better than yours. But technically, they're the same machine. Well, a table for two, I'm very sorry, but there's sitting at it. You're going to have to either go away or come back later. Cheers. But console wars have been going on for years. Like, I remember back in the days of, what was it? Flipping, it was the Mega Drive versus the Super Nintendo. Same poxy computer. They're both 16-bit machines. But my one's better because it's got Mario, and mine's got Sonic. But mine's got Mario, and mine's got Sonic. Oh, but it works better than this. Yeah, but they both run on cartridges. Yeah, but mine's got a 32X chip. Yeah, so's the Mega Drive. And it's like, oh, fuck. Yeah, it's the same bloody thing over and over again. Basically, it's just people being twonks. That's just how it's always been. Like, yeah. Exactly. But if you find something to compare it against, so I mean, you could do like Street Fighter or Tekken. It's the same thing. That people just argue over the aesthetics of it all. That's just the joys of life. And unfortunately, nobody's ever bloody happy. Yeah, Atari versus Intellivision. Exactly. It was the same argument. It sucked. The thing is when you're a kid or when you're younger, you get into these sort of like little pointless arguments because, well, you're trying to prove a point. When you get older, you do just sit there and just go, shut up, because none of you are right. Well, you're all right, but you're all wrong at the same time for arguing. For me, I sit there and just go on then, what's better? PC, PS or like Xbox? And someone will go, well, the Xbox is better with this. So well, I'm part of the PC Master Race as well, because I've got that. And that means I've got the Xbox app, which was on the actual PC. So technically, my PC beats your Xbox. And so you can go down that route of argument. It's basically stupidity. Joys of life. And then you get the PC elitism. And it's basically like consoles, but these people will argue over specs. My computer's better than yours because my computer's got this. Well, good for you. I don't have £3,000 to spend on a computer, so my computer is going to be inferior to yours. I basically just sit and just go, don't give a damn. But then you find that some of those people who are like willing to argue that sort of point are virgins. And then you say, well, I've got kids. Anyway, order a decoration. Not furniture. Decoration. I have to order a cactus. I'm going to order a bin as well, right? We need a bin so we can throw crap away. Yes. It just sounds like a waste of time. Oh yeah, arguing like which one's better, Xbox or PlayStation, is a massive waste of time. It's stupid. Well, that's the world you live in. But people are willing to argue over anything. Like, you can prove a point by like in the UK there's like 12 different names for a bread roll. Depending on where you live, it's depending on what you actually call a bread roll. So there's like bread roll, cob, stone, that blah blah blah, and there's loads of it. But people are willing to actually like die on that hill of like, but it's this. It's like, oh, shut up. Doesn't matter. Is it bread? Yes. Is it a roll? Yes. Cool. Excellent. I can eat it. Fantastic. That's it. Yes, we can get our cactus for our medieval days. Where am I going to put my cactus? There is just no point. I completely agree. But I disagree at the same time. See? I can start an agreement or a disagreement at the right time. Arguing's a good way of getting your point across to people who who don't listen. So you do end up having like arguments of argument's sake, yes, but at the same time, those people who are wrong, you do have to put them in the right direction. It's like arguing with a flat earther. You know that they're wrong, but in their heads they're right. So that constant argument of trying to prove your point just keeps going until one of you just goes, I can't be arsed with this anymore, and then it's a non-argument because no one can be bothered to listen. But from each side of their own argument, they're correct in their own little way, in their brain at least. Like people who argue for the globe are correct. People who argue for the flat earth, some of them are misled, some of them are just morons, but then at the same time they have their own points to argue against you. So it's a non-argument basically. People diss PC users, but none of them have ever using a PC. Mainly, yes. And the main reason why people argue with people who use PC is because of cost. Give me a second. Pardon me. So they can. And I will argue against your point, but I will defend both at the exact same time. So what you have to consider is that the reason why a console user will argue with a PC user is because of cost. A console costs £350, whereas a PC will cost more. It's that simple. So in order for Kerry to have a PC, we spent £450 on the PC itself. It plays games, it does what she wants to do, that's fine. If she was just to own a PlayStation, it would have been cheaper. So that comes down to a cost effectiveness of a console at that time is actually cheaper than a PC. You can buy second-hand PCs that do work out a bit cheaper, and so on and so forth. At the same time, when it comes down to a PC user, you're not just spending your money on the graphics card. Oh, Kerry's my other half. So you're not just spending your money on You're not just spending money on something that's just going to play games. You're spending your money on a multimedia a thing. So my computer does web surfing, it does video, it does editing, it does this, and this. Consoles do that, but very limited performance, and so on and so forth. So a PC has more of a utility thing attached to it, plus gaming. So it does a lot more than a console. From my own perspective, as a console player, I would play console games because I just sit there and just go, yeah, that's it. I just play console games because that's how I want to be. If I want to play on a PC, which is what I'm doing now, I can stream, I can play the game, I can do other stuff, I can have music playing, all of these services I can do in the background of just running off of one thing, and that's completely fine. But when it comes to a console, if you just want to play games, that's it, it's done. But that's just it, and it's like they're the main arguing points of console versus PC. But most of the time, both sets of people have the right argument. It's just they're not willing to listen to the other side. Yeah. But I argue with my brothers because they bought PlayStations, which means I had to buy a PlayStation to talk to them. If they'd have bought Xboxes, I wouldn't have had to buy a console. I'd have just done it all through the PC. My first name is Mike. That's on my Steam stuff. So my first name is public knowledge.
Yeah, but nothing else.
Nope. Catch you later, buddy. But I see why people don't like giving out their public information for anything, because you can get yourself into a lot of like crappy trouble. No, but that's the thing, because it's on Steam. I only share that. Well, I can go in there. That's fine. They're being taken care of. We need to pour beer. That's good. Finally found you live. Yeah, I'm here. I'm doing okay. Basically, I'm almost up to a point where the demo got into this game. So when I played the demo to this game, we got to a certain point. It was like, can't really do much else. I'm actually up to that point now. So I'm going to cover this game into video format next week, because this game officially comes out next week. I did buy the ranch for £5 because it was on Steam. So I was like, yeah, that'll do. How many tattoos have I got? Do you count like one big one as one, or do you count the one big one as several? Because it was several. You go there. Thanks, mate, for being here. Just one. So the whole of my arm is done on this side, and I've got one on that side, and I've got one on the back of my leg. But the one on this arm is like, it's technically 4, because I had the top part done first, then I had the one on the forearm done second, the one on the back done third, and then all the lines and stuff between it are all just, that was all one session. Do they hurt? Depending where you get it done. Like, I would say the most painful parts of when I got mine done were the wrist, because that skin's quite thin, but the rest of it I was almost asleep for. I had to get into some really uncomfortable positions when, like, being pushed into a place so he could like tattoo parts of my arm, like the elbow, because it's bent. It had to be done out straight. So you had to turn your arm, and then they could like tattoo that section. So yeah, you had to get into some really uncomfortable places for that. But most of the time, I was falling asleep during my one. Like when I got the back of my leg done, I was almost asleep on that. That was fun. And when I say fun, genuinely, I actually don't mind getting tattooed. So, oh no, across the wrists were hurting the most. That felt like it was being burnt. So that actually did hurt, because you wince because it's right next to your veins. But the two that I've got on my shoulders up here, yeah, I was almost asleep getting those done. It's therapeutic for me. It was just like, I haven't got enough beer for 2 people. I'm sorry, ladies. Just can't accommodate you. I'm wondering how long they're willing to sit around for. Forever. We might be able to order up some beer, maybe. Delivery. Let's order 12. Yeah. Are you willing to wait? Yeah. But no, it comes out when it comes to tattooing. For me, it was more of a, I want this, I want that done. I was fine with it. I can understand where people get nervous. I can understand why people like actually feel the pain, because it's not exactly like they're just dabbing you. They are sticking like a needle in your arm or wherever you're getting it done hundreds and hundreds of times. It's not basically a non-pain thing. That's just how it is though. But that's if you want to get tattooed. If you don't want to get tattooed, don't get tattooed. I'm not an advocate of saying everyone should go and get one. If you want one done, you have to take it into consideration that unless you're going to have tattoo removal like lasers, which they hurt as well. So either way of this process, it's not a pleasurable experience unless you find pleasure in pain. Some people do. I found more therapy, because for me it's more like I don't know, for some reason I just found it more like chilling. I was like, you know what, I'm alright with this. It didn't affect me too much. These ladies were nice enough to wait. Thank you very much. You're my last 2 customers until I get everything sorted. How you doing, Charlie? Storming again. Yeah, the humming. If you stand outside of a tattoo parlor, you can hear the humming. And if that sound is any sort of like therapy to you, you might just enjoy getting a tattoo done. But know that you are getting a needle in your arm thousands and thousands of times. You do bleed. It takes time to heal. As long as you look after yourself after it's done, you won't have any problems. You're always going to see like horror stories on TikTok or any other social media. Oh, I got tattooed from this and this happened. Blah blah blah. Most of the time, it comes down to like they didn't listen to advice when it comes to the healing process. Like they went swimming afterwards, which was a bad flipping idea. The first thing I do, and after every tattoo I've ever had done, I would basically come home. I would take off the wrapping they put onto it, because you leave it for a couple of hours. You take the wrapping off, which is normally like cellophane, right? And then you wash it. You don't go too hard on it because it's still fresh. But if you dab a flannel over the top of it, and then dry it by dabbing, not rubbing and pulling and all the other stuff, you'll be fine. You won't have a problem. And then what you do after that is you get some Savlon. It's basically an antiseptic cream, and just shove it all on you. And do that for a week. Just Savlon it up. Every time it starts stinging, put a bit of Savlon on it. It's fine. Because it's an antiseptic, it keeps going, and then you'll be right. I've not had any peeling. I've not got any like mist spots or anything. And I'm horrible with scabs. And I didn't really scab up too much because I basically just left it to wash, clean, done. Wash, clean, cream. Wash, clean, and that's all I did. So I never had a problem with anything I've ever had done. But I could have just been one of those lucky ones where I did it a couple of times and I was done. I do want to get more, but they're not cheap. I mean, to get what I want done now, how much did the one arm cost? So you got to think, one arm was over a course of a few years. So the first tattoo that I got done was in 2006, and that was this one up here, right? So this one was 2006. That was my first tattoo I had done. It goes all the way up to my shoulder, so the wings come out across the shoulder, and I'm fine with that. But then, so that cost me 120 quid, and then the other 2 or 3 on top of that. So the Reaper on my forearm and the one on the back, they were about 120 each. So we're at £360 in. And then I made the conscientious decision to get this one redone because it was crap. So my tattooist looked at it, he went, okay, cool, don't worry about it, we'll do it for 100. So I spent another £100 getting the top one done again to make it look better because it was crap, right? So I spent about 400 and something on just those 3 alone. Then when it came to the lines in between, all of this stuff, that was like another 120 quid. So that's a £600 arm over the course of like 8 years. And then that one was about 120, 150 pound because prices went up a bit. So I've probably spent over the course of 20 years about 800 quid. But that's over 20 years. And then these are with me for the rest of my life unless I lose an arm. Because I'm not one of those people who go, well, I'll get tattooed and then you know what, I really don't like it. When you think about it, it's not that bad. No, that's the thing. So I know people that have like spent thousands, but it took them a little while, But then I do know somebody who had a full back piece done. It cost him like $2,000, and it was like that was one tattoo. That it took. I think it was like 4 or 5 sessions as well. It was a long tattoo, but it's one of those things. If you want it done, you get it done. If you don't want it done, don't feel social pressure to go and get a tattoo done. It's not worth it. And all those people out there who go, well, I've got to get a tattoo done because I'm in Magaluf or something with my mates. You don't have to get a tattoo done. You don't have to do nothing you don't want to do. How you doing, Gray? It's just one of those things. You know, tattooing is just tattooing. I don't want to buy a new level. I haven't even upgraded my bloody tavern on this one. Buy a new level. Why? I've got bar to buy, tables for leftovers, and stock. More crockery. See, you know what? That's good enough. Bro, crazy idea. Don't do crazy ideas. Just don't do it. It's not worth it. Hey, more beer. Right, open up. How much you got? We got 120. Give me a sec. Resources. Got to buy 10 of those. Done. Shave your bit. Shave your bit. No. God damn it. No. So I've I said this when I first started going out with Kerry. I would never get her name tattooed to me. It just felt tacky. Don't like the idea of it. I'm gonna get the kids like tattooed to me at some point, but there's no point in getting partners tattooed to each other. I mean, yeah, do it as like a memorial thing, but I don't see the point in doing it whilst they're alive because she's there. You know? Are you all good? Yeah, I'm doing good, Gary. Doing very good. Thank you very much. Oh, is it? Yeah, we're doing okay. How you doing, lady? Hello. How would it be tacky? Man, that's just right. I'll put this into it as a like. How can I do this? As an example, right? Have you ever seen those people who regret getting tattooed? Of like, oh, I got my girlfriend's name tattooed me, and then, you know, this happened. Or, oh, well, you know, I was married for 20 years, but then we split up. I don't know what's going to happen in the future. My idea is I'm going to spend the rest of my life with her. But I don't know what's going to happen in like 10 years' time. I don't know nothing. And then at that point, I'm like, okay, so what? You know, I've got nothing else to do. So it's just one of those things. I don't see like getting names tattooed to each other. I don't like it personally. It's just that's a me thing. I just don't see the point. You know, get a wedding ring or get an eternity band or something like that. But you don't have to don't get tattooed. There's really nice place out there. You could get like memorial rings and stuff, and or the 25th anniversary ring and that stuff. That looks okay, and that's like something you guys can share. But when you're tattooing people's names to you, it's like, I don't know. It's just not me. Like kids' names, I understand. Getting their times and dates and all that stuff, I completely understand. But I don't understand getting like your partner's name tattooed to you. You've already got a marriage certificate. You've already got a ring. You're all right. Save the space on your arm for something else. You might like it. The other thing I wouldn't recommend is getting like Taylor Swift tattooed to you. If you're a Taylor Swift fan, I wouldn't, even as a fan, I wouldn't get a Taylor Swift tattoo. But that again, that's just one of those things for me. Pop acts are never around for long enough. Get something like, you know, get an Iron Maiden tattoo. Iron Maiden have been around for like 35 years already, you'll be fine. But I know that's hypocritical. I know. Show support for one thing, but not the other. I get it. You know. Ah, more people. Thank you very much, lady. Have a great day. Bye. Yes. Would you like a beer? I'm Mel Humdinger. What's the go-to sleeping position? Sagat. Tiger uppercut. Not even lying. If you hold on, I'll see if I can find a picture. Images. Here it is as well. So that is how I sleep. Like this. But on my side. So I sleep with one arm under the pillow, leg I sleep exactly like this. Just one arm under the pillow. So Sagat Tiger uppercut. That's my sleeping position. Sorry, I've only got one table. Yep. Yeah, that's why it's called the. I sleep in Sagat style. That's exactly how I sleep. You guys are going to be waiting a long time. Most of the time, like during the summertime, I sleep on my covers because I don't like being too hot. How you doing, sir? Would you like a freshly beer? It's a nice beer. It's a sparkly beer. It's a good beer. Yes, it's a beer. How are you doing? Yeah, I used to be an adventurer too until I took an arrow to the knee. And if you know that metaphor, it's sort of real. Right, there's 8 of those I need to wash. Oh yeah, windows are open from... I don't know, I think we're open... our windows are always open from like... I don't know, March onwards. Because we live in a first floor flat, it's like, it's always warm up here. Like right now, I mean, sitting behind a computer is fine, but I can feel the warmth, even though we've got windows like wide open. So what do I do? Wait, I haven't got anything to put in here. Thing is, because I'm not doing food. Yeah, for now, let's just keep earning money. I'm not going to worry about doing my tasks. We'll get these two taken care of, and then we'll go and wash all my cups up. I don't know if Steam's running randomly. It's not Steam, it's Stream. Ask other people, like if anybody else is having this in the stream. Right. Thank you. Come again. Right. If it's pausing content, I don't know what device you'll watch on. Well, we got no more water. No. Right, that's done. Yep, cool. It might just be where YouTube like is degrading your stream quickly to make sure you can actually carry on watching. That happens to me. Hang on there, sir. Let me just pour you a beer. Thanks kindly. Right. Let's get 4 more poured and then we're shut. It's okay for me. Give me a sec. Right. How's your family? My stepson has been deployed army. He's in Papua New Guinea. Told him to get a tea from there. Apparently they're like the tattooers are over there. They're quite good. You gotta get your was it? It's almost like a stamp, isn't it? It's like I was here and I got my tattoo from this place. Familiar. Yeah, family are doing okay. Kids are doing okay. I got that's about it really. I got to go to a funeral in a couple of beginning of September. That'll be fun. Apart from that, no, I'm all right. Just getting there, you know. My uncle died Tuesday. He had motor neurone disease. So couldn't do it when he was diagnosed. I gotta be honest, and I know it's gonna say it sounds horrible, but sort of glad it happened because he was basically locked in by the end of his life. He was locked in. He could only move one hand, and that was it. He couldn't support his own neck. He couldn't feed himself. Couldn't do nothing. So yeah, he's better off, you know. He hung around for like nearly 2 years. So once he was diagnosed, the worst part is when they diagnose you with motor neurons, it's like you've probably got about what 13 months until your body shuts down completely. He survived 2 years, so he went on for a little bit longer. You're not downloaded or anything, are you? What are you talking about? Sorry, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. I haven't got any beer. I'm very sorry. I'm going to have to ask you to leave as well. I haven't got any beer. Actually, I have got a beer. Damn it. Okay. Dear or dear? What you talking about, fool? Cheers, mate. Bye. Mine's all like packed in, that's fine. Oh, truth or dare? Dare. Dear and dare are 2 different words. Oh. It's one of those things that we couldn't control. Dare, by the way, is D-A-R-E, and deer is D-E-A-R. And then as Kojo said, deer as in D-E-E-R. I don't play Truth or Dare, but yeah. People don't like playing it with me because they go, I say Truth or Dare and they go Dare, and then I say order me a pizza, and then no one wants to play with me anymore. No, Nicky, no. Right, deliveries. We need more beer. Let's order 15. Let's get that done. 75 is there, and we've got 290 left in the old bank, so that's good. Basically, what I'm doing is, yeah. So I reckon you're either downloading something in the background, or YouTube is like, hey, I'm just gonna like stop you for a bit and degrade your stream whilst it's whatever's happening in the background. Big bag. Yes. Can I leave and rejoin? Yeah, it's a live stream. Well, I don't do that, do I? I'm not at your computer. Can't wait until I get somebody to do this for me. That's a good one. Right, all ready to go. We've got to close my tavern. It is closed. Welcome back. That'll do it. You were looking at PC parts. eBuyer, good place. If Box was still going, I would say them, but apparently they shut. Yeah, that'll probably be the reason why you were pausing. Right, so what can I buy as an upgrade that's not going to like kill this straight away? Shelving, that's a good idea. Right, what are we up to? 1 hour and 23. So, I'm going to buy the table of leftovers. Yummy. We're not even selling food, but we're doing leftovers. It is fine. Maybe there you go. Table for dishes. Now you can put ready-made dishes here, so that, for example, but we're not doing that yet. Are you going? Not just yet, but it's 10:45. Got about half an hour left on the stream because it's a Friday night. Stream's only on for like a couple of hours, and then tomorrow I'm actually gonna be. I think I might start my Hydroneer playthrough. My final Hydroneer ever. Final one. This full game? This is, yes. I haven't explored this ever. Favorite song? Ooh. I Will Be Heard by Hatebreed. That's a good one. Quite partial to a lot of Static X as well. Yeah, apparently I can't go in the village. I don't want to see you in the village after the incident. Limp Bizkit Rolling, that's a good one. I do like Pollution as well, that's a good song. Crawling by Linkin Park, good track, good song. Slipknot, pretty much anything by Slipknot. Like Slipknot. Am I going to see you on COD anytime? No. I'm never playing Call of Duty again. Mainly because I don't like the direction Call of Duty are going in. Call of Duty's direction went from being like a fun multiplayer, a little bit more serious when it came to competing, because I used to like basic compete, like online tournaments and stuff. I used to do some of those, like back in the days of like Xbox 360. But over time, Call of Duty for me has just turned into it's a shadow of its old self, really is. And now, I can play as Nicki Minaj. I don't really care. Oh, look at this. It's like Fortnite. I don't really care anymore. Oh, the map's got smaller. Great. I don't care. And all the stuff they were putting into like the last Modern Warfare game, I don't really give a damn about. I think Call of Duty's lost its way. And even like now with like the new Black Ops game coming out, I really don't care. I just really don't give a damn about it. And I used to be a proper fanboy of Call of Duty. Like back when I was on COD, it was like every night I come home from work, every night I was playing Call of Duty. Every weekend I was playing Call of Duty. I spent 3 days playing Call of Duty in a row during a bank holiday, and I didn't leave my flat for 3 days because back then shops didn't open bank holidays, so I didn't have to work. It was amazing. So yeah, all those I played Call of Duty so much, I was happy. It was good. It was a good little life. Come home from work, play a bit of COD, go to bed, wake up, go to work. I was fine. But now, like Call of Duty, there's just no appeal to me anymore. I mean, I would say that even though it's aimed at an 18 rated plus audience, I can understand why kids play it now, just because it's a first person shooter I really don't care about. They do, because it's like, oh wow, look at him, I got a headshot. Good for you. Congratulations. Bring those life skills to getting a job. What is your most played game on Steam? Hydroneer. Without a doubt, it'll be Hydroneer. I think I've got 1,500 hours in it. I think. Let's find out. Hydroneer. 1,574 hours in Hydroneer. 911 hours in Gold Mining Sim. Yeah, and then most other games like 100 hours or so. Mainly stuff I would do on like YouTube. That's really about it. Unfortunately, that's where like doing YouTube and stuff is like a little bit harder on like an obsession with gaming, because if you're a gaming YouTuber, you're going to spend about 100 hours per game playing it. And that's it. And then you'll move on to something else and something else and something else. The thing is, if I pulled out like my stats for PlayStation, I think I've played like 600 hours of Rocket League. I've done like 600, 700 hours of Grand Theft Auto. That's just on PS5. I don't know what I've done on my older games. Like, because Grand Theft Auto 5 has been around for so long, it's quite hard to tell you how long I've played that game for, because I've done it over like 2 different consoles. Well, no, 3. Because I had it on the 360 when it first came out, and then I had it on PS4, and now I've got it on PS5. I've played GTA 5 for 10 years. but I don't know how long it is. So yeah, it's a weird one. Like when someone says, like, "How long have you played these games for?" It's like I would say most of the games I play on Steam are around 100 hours max. But then, like, because Hydroneer lasted me so long, because of like doing the guides for it, doing live streams for it, helping out people and working with people as well. Not developers, but I was working with like other players to like try and make their games work better and this, that, and the other. I spent so long playing Hydroneer. But that's just life. Hydroneer was a good stint. I liked it. Good game. Can you look at my NZXT H5 flow? I know what that looks like. Most hours in Steam, gotta be an indie game because the game was running all day. Wow. Oh, it's gotta be an idle game. Jeebus. So what was the idle game that you played? The H5 flow is not a bad case. I think I'm running an H6 flow, so yours isn't that far off mine. Shop tie-in. I love that game. That was a good game. I played it. I didn't have a massive shop, but it was a fun little game. I enjoyed it. Yeah, I think I put like 100 hours into shop tie-in. Yeah, I got the H6 Flow non-RGB version because if you put RGB into the H6 Flow case, it was like an extra 20 quid. I was like, nah, that's right. It was back then they added the I would say that that's when I joined the game, when they started putting like the tier 10 stuff in. I was like, no, you know what? I'm done. I'm not going to worry about this anymore. There you go, guys. Have a beer.
Thank you and goodbye.
Catch you later, man.
Thank you and goodbye.
Bye-bye. Darkwing, how you doing, buddy? Welcome. Morning, that means you're the other side of the world. I don't take the hat off. My head is too reflective. You'd say you're way behind. Oh, that's a long time, man. Factorio's a real flipping like time eater. Claus is like, no, I'm not taking. No, could you stop demanding things off me?
Which one?
Oh, please, I want to see your head. No, no, just no. Ain't no point. Don't care. And that would be a personal space invasion. And no. Very simple. Why not? Because I don't adhere to strangers on my stream demanding things of me. You can go and rot for all I care on that one. It's very simple. Very simple. I don't care enough. Yeah, I'm a very different kind of streamer, because most people just go, oh, go on then. I just tell you no, and you can take that as you will. I think it's just because I'm older. I just don't take demands very well. Not even my kids demand stuff of me. I just tell them to wait longer. Have a good day. Oh no, I don't think I'm gonna be able to serve them. Oh, actually I will, yes. Oh no, there's no clean crockery. No, quick, we need to wash something. Quick, get the grime off. We'll be fine. Oh no, I shut the game. I didn't. Ah, they're waiting outside. Right. Right, that will be the last 2 people that can come in the bar. You seem to be a very laid-back streamer. I enjoy watching. Yeah, no, as I said, as long as you like treat me with as much respect as you treat everybody else in your life, then I'm more than happy to talk to people a lot of the time. But when it comes down to like demanding behaviour and all the other stuff, I've got a very low tolerance to like that sort of thing. Very low tolerance. What mouse am I using? A Logitech G something. Basically, when I had money, I spent it on a mouse that was going to last me a long time. This one's lasting me a long time. I think it's good for like 10 million clicks. So, yeah. Oh, you are when you go, oh, can you take your hat off? That's demanding behaviour. Yes. No, it's not a dare. And I never said dare or truth or anything. Right, chuck this in the water. Got that in the water. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Right, clean up after these morons. Scrubby, 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 scrubby. We've got 30. Oh, it's 3% clean. It's clean. There we go. She needs some honey and lemon. Nope. It's the joys of being asthmatic. You, because you're coughing.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, look, it's the joys of having these little things. I'm crossing my fingers. I'm crossing my fingers that my kids are not asthmatic. Hopefully it's jumped the generation, because asthma sucks. It's the only thing that keeps it. I can't do cardio because of it, and it's annoying. Kerry's in the same position. It's like she can't do cardio workouts or anything because of that. It's like, it's hard. Joys of not being able to breathe properly. The way I try and describe it to people, if you want to know what it's like to be an asthmatic in your older years, like as a younger person, it's not too bad. As an older person, if you want to know what it's like to be an asthmatic, what you do, grab a belt, right? And you can do this at home if you want to try it. Grab a belt and put it around your chest, right? And every time you breathe out and your lungs relax, just tighten the belt a little bit, just a little bit each time. And then over the course of about an hour or so, you'll be going, and you can't breathe anything. So with the belt, you just loosen it off and you can breathe normally. With an asthmatic, you have to take an inhaler, and it opens up your lungs and your chest, and yeah, you're able to breathe again. And that's what it's like being an asthmatic. It's really annoying. Of all the things that I'm flipping useless at, breathing is the one of them. You know, the one thing that keeps me alive apart from eating and drinking. Breathing is what I'm bad at. It sucks. Like, my brothers grew out of it. They had asthma. They had asthma. Notice the had asthma. They don't have it anymore. I'm the unlucky one who does. And it sucks. I think it's night time now, isn't it? Right. I think we need to buy some more beer. Ah, she's right. Joy's alive though. It's one of those things. I'm gonna buy 30 beers, $150. So we've got 295 spare cash. So out of those, you'd be alright. You didn't know. This is why when I go to the gym, I do weightlifting. I just don't do cardio. Yes, the joys of asthma. Yeah, there is no joy in it. It's me taking the piss. Hold on, am I missing 2 cups? Are they on my tray? Yeah, they're on my tray. I'm an idiot. Well done. Flipping special. How much do I bench? Bench press at the moment is currently 65 kilos. Deadlift is 130. Yeah, I deadlift 130, bench 65. When it comes to row, I do 109. Because that's the max of the machine, which I'm really annoyed about. I can't up that weight anymore. When it comes to anything to do with lats and pull downs, so anything that comes above my head and pulls it down, it's around 65 to 70 kilos as well. When it comes to doing flies, I'm on 50. And what else am I doing? Squat wise, I don't do squats conventionally. So most people who go, oh, how much do you squat? It's like, I actually don't know. And the reason why is because I don't set up a rack and put a bar on my shoulders. We've got a squat machine that you basically sit in and then you dip all the way down on a pad and then you come back up. I think I've done like 40 kilos on that, but that's just like making my legs move. Calf put Smith. Yeah, I've done the Smith machine with like bench press. But no, the machine that we use for like squatting, it looks like it's like an elongated rig where you put your shoulders into it and then you put your feet on a pad in front of you, and when you unlock the machine, it's like a Smith machine lock, but it's not a Smith machine. You unlock it and then you just squat all the way down and then you come back up and you can lock it back up. So it's sort of like, can you show me? No, I can't. I don't even know what the machine's called. I just use it. I'll find the name for it when I go down there. Oh, I'm down there on Tuesday. When it comes to legs, I'm doing 70-80 kilo that on leg curls. And when it comes to calves, I'm up to, trying to think what number 11 is on the lat pull down machine. I think it's 70 kilo. So I'm around sort of anywhere between sort of like 50 and 70 kilos is my bog standard exercise at the moment. My deadlift's 130 and yeah, bench press is 65. So after the kids have gone back to school, that's when I'm next down the gym properly, and I'm down there for 4 mornings a week, every week until they break up I think they break up in October, and then they're basically in from like October, and then like end of October all the way through till like December, Christmas time. So that'll be okay. So I've got like 12 weeks. Yeah, I've got about 12 weeks of training, 2 weeks off between September and them. So yeah, that'll be fine. And then I'm hoping thank you very much for being a member for 3 months. Thank you. Most appreciated. And yeah, I think that's going to be my goal is to get to 200 kilo deadlift. That's like my goal. And when I get to that, I'll reevaluate and see where I go. But mainly I'm just doing it for maintenance now. I'm not doing it for like, I'm not going to go into... Yeah, I will. Because it's for kids. Kids are easier to entertain when it comes to like streaming. That's why YouTubers and streamers play Roblox and Minecraft. But yeah, so I mean, the reason why I'm doing it is for maintenance. I need to get fitter. I basically need to clean myself up. You know, I'm an unhealthy 40-year-old, so that's what I'm planning to do. My life is all about just sort of looking after my kids now and my wife, and just dealing with everything else. And going to the gym because I can't play baseball because because of like Kerry's mobility and stuff. It's not easy for her to look after the kids whilst I was playing baseball, so I quit baseball. Maybe when my kids are a little bit older, I can take them to a place like I can take them to go and play badminton and things, because I can do that. And I can take them bowling and things like that. So that keeps me okay. It's just like for me, like going to the gym is for me. It does help, really does. What's wrong with our mobility? A couple of years back, if you went, I put it up as a video a while ago of what was going on. Kerry went through stage 3 bowel cancer and gastroparesis. So we went through all of that. She went through it worse, obviously, with chemo. It knocked her all out. It knocked out everything, like mobility and stuff. So yeah, it's fun. Basically, she can't. You know, she just has problems. Just like, unfortunately, with chemo, it happens to anybody. Anybody who goes through cancer, you'll go through chemo. You'll go through like whatever treatments you have to. Chemo speeds up the aging process in joints, which sucks. My mum went through breast cancer about 6-7 years ago now, and I mean, she has problems going up and down stairs and everything. So when my mum and dad are basically looking to retire into a bungalow because of my mum, and it's the same for Kerry. If we need a place either on the ground floor now, or we need a bungalow, and we just have to wait for things to happen now. It's just unfortunate. So yeah, that's what's wrong with her. How does the progression of the game feel? A grindy or easy? I would say it's really easy. Some of it's been really quick. I just don't want to do it too much. And the reason why I don't want to do it too much is because I want to make videos. So I'm sort of just taking my time. Am I the middle child? I'm the oldest. I'm the oldest, and I'm not actually I'm not the shortest. I found this out when my brother took his work shoes off. He's actually the same height as me. So I've got two brothers. One of them is taller than me, and he's younger than me. And then I've got I've got the youngest brother, who is the same height as me. So I'm alright with that. Yeah, I'm 5'8.5". I'm proud of that half now, because I was just 5'8". But when I went through, like, because they gave me my blood test and all this, cholesterol checks and all the other stuff they do when you get to like my age, it's like, okay, cool. So what's it? It's like blood test, this, that, and the other, height, weight, and this, and that. I was like, okay, cool. So I'm 5'8", and I'm good. But then I was 5'8.5" without my shoes on. I'm like, yes, I've grew half an inch, even though it's been there all along. No one told me. So, Gary Wood gifted 5 memberships. I'll boom to you, sir. Thank you very much. You're a squire and a gentleman. Stiggy Stiggs just got a memory. I don't think I've ever seen that man talk. There you go. Thank you very much. It's awesome. But yeah, so it's all good. And that was, that's just me. You are short, not gonna lie. I'm actually of average height. Give me a sec. UK average male height. And apparently it's 5'10" now. But I was born in the 80s, so it's average for me.
Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you and goodbye. Thanks, Gary. Awesome to have you here, dude. Whoop, we got a customer. Where you gonna sit, dude? Where you gonna sit? So you can get free memberships when somebody donates it. So to put it into perspective, technically it's not free because Gary spent X amount of money buying memberships for people. But a membership in this channel costs as little as 99 cents. So for 99 cents you can become a member of this channel. It helps out a little bit because most of the time I buy these games myself. It comes out of my pocket. So if you do feel like you want to help, you can become a member for that much. It's tiny amounts. It's less than a cup of coffee. What does it actually do? Basically you get like a list of emojis and bits and pieces. I am supposed to be doing like members only live streams and things at some point, but because there's only ever been about like 20 members, it never really felt like it was sort of worth it. If it got to like a couple of hundred members were there and it was getting too busy to talk like with like private people and members and so on and so forth, it's there. But there is a members only section in my Discord, even though nobody talks in my Discord. The odd person does, but it's not like anything major. So yeah, there's all these things that are set up. There's even a free game section in my Discord. You can there's a little page in my Discord. It just says free games, and there's a bot running constantly checking for deals of free games. So these are just perks that are just set up for everybody who like subscribes and joins. It's just one of those things. It's there. But basically, joining as a member is you support the channel a little bit. Like gaming YouTubers don't earn a lot of money unless you have like hundreds of thousands of views a month. And I've been through this with people who have asked questions on this channel before. And if you want to know, vidIQ posted figures of how much the average YouTuber earns per 1,000 views, right? And this is on vidIQ, so it's public knowledge. A gamer per 1,000 views earns about $1.40. It's pennies, basically. So in order to make a decent income as a gaming YouTuber, you'd need, I worked it out to about 600,000 views a month as a gamer. So I don't have anything close to that. And I did find that funny. And when I can't remember, it was a little while ago, and I was streaming, and someone said, "Oh, you're a streamer. You're really rich. You can buy it." I was like, "Really? If I was rich, why would I live in a council house?" You know. Hey, Mr. Beast is. Yeah, but Mr. Beast isn't a gamer. Mr. Beast's stuff was more philanthropy, and he was sponsored, and he has an entire team and company working behind him, and he has a shed ton of stuff behind him. You know, he's built it up over years. Yes, when he started off, he was a gamer and he wasn't earning anything, and now he's up to a point where he's earning a ridiculous amount of money. But you know, he does get like 300 million views per video. Yeah, there's a lot of people. So, yeah, that's why. Also, if you look at the size of Mr. Beast, then you look at the size of the controversy behind his channel right now. There's a lot of controversy behind the Mr. Beast stuff. Go and watch it all. It's been fun. And what I find funny is, like, years and years and years ago, we were all being told, like, when you listen to like the gurus of YouTube, they're like, oh yeah, you know, if you check out how Mr. Beast grew his channel, this, that, and ever, it's fine. He started off with a mobile phone. Yeah, he started off with a mobile phone, and one of his sponsors was going to pay him $5,000 to do a video. He said double it, he'll donate it to a homeless person. And that's how it all started. And then if you look at it, it's like, yeah, apparently he was in a Discord with a 15-year-old. No, Chris Tyson was talking to a 13-year-old kid in his Discord. You know, the person who decided to become trans, which doesn't really help the trans community too much, which sucked. Because I'm quite happy to advocate for trans people because I know trans people. I have seen it in front of my eyes happen. But when you've got somebody who comes out as trans and then starts showing off like Shadman artwork on his channel, or when you start realizing that he was talking to a 13-year-old child, it then sets the trans movement back, because you now have a ideal opportunity for people who are transphobe, who are racist, and who are the other people who come out of the woodwork to have a go at these people. You now have Ava Chris Tyson talking to a 13-year-old child and figuring out, and this was happening whilst he was a boy.
Oh, and the other thing was...
So you've got all of this controversy behind just Ava alone, right? And then you've got all of the fakery that goes into Mr. Beast's videos, which is now being whistleblown by ex-employees. Then you've got all of the other stuff that's going on in the background, the pre-production notes, the way that Jimmy is when he's not on camera, the way that he treats certain employees when he was doing videos. And you just sit there and just go, okay, breathe. And you watch all of this stuff, and then you realise you're not even past the tip of the iceberg. There is so much more below the waves of the Mr. Beast channel. None of us know what's really going on until it all comes out. Even Mr. Beast now has got a third-party investigative team going through his company to see if there's anything else in there that he needs to be worried about. And whilst this has been going on over the past 5 days, Mr. Beast's editing team have been editing his YouTube videos to cut out certain things that could look dodgy. Like, the illegal lotteries he was running whilst he was giving away merch.
Oh, do you know the other one that popped out?
What? Oh, the other guy that was a pedo? Delaware?
With Ava Chris Tyson.
No.
She coerced someone she coerced another trans lady into being her assistant and sexually under the guise of
Oh yeah, that's probably happening. So yeah, there's a lot going on in the Mr. Beast camp. And the problem is an empire that big, now all the skeletons are coming out of the closet. And it's like, there's a lot. And I'm gonna put my hand up in the air now, and I've said this on Twitter as well. I'm gonna put my arms up in the air and say, I am never gonna hire a paedophile. I am not a paedophile, and you're never gonna have anything like that ever found, because it's just me. I am the only person on this channel. There is no editing team. It is just me. He needs to just retire. He's only Jimmy's 27 years old?
Yeah, but it's sort of, his whole career is going to be based on the fact that he's
Well, yeah, they already know that. The thing is, I'll be brutally honest, and I'm going to live on the unpopular opinion on this. This will set him back a bit, but it won't stop him. At all. And the reason why it's not going to stop him is because he does the philanthropy side. And that was his go-to thing. When he became big enough that he was able to give away X amount of money in videos, he then realised that if he started doing charity work, it doesn't look too bad for him. So with the philanthropy side, with the videos generating certain amounts of income, that he's able to do this, that and the other, and help out 1,000 people to get cataract surgery, then that becomes a good thing, which means that's his saving grace. So over time, people will forget that all this happened. It'll take a couple of years. It'll be a sore subject for a little while, but I guarantee it won't be completely destroyed. It will hurt him for a bit. He needs an editing the amount of crazy shit he does. Well, no. So basically what's been happening, there are certain videos where, one of them was when he spent 100 days in prison. So they did 100 days in jail. And a certain conversation in that was taken out of that video, and it was the conversation between Mr. Beast and Chris, because I'm going to call him Chris because it was Chris at the time. One of the things that Jimmy said, he said, hey, if you're going to go to prison, what would you be in prison for? And then they had a conversation. That bit has been edited out of that video. there was another bit like a couple of years back where Jimmy was round Chris's house, and on the wall you saw the Shadman artwork, which was not safe for work artwork. And if you know anything about Shadman, not the greatest person to be hanging around with. And that has been edited out of the video. And then there have been certain things out of other videos. This goes back 6 years. Videos have been edited because they sort of... Jimmy doesn't want all this stuff to be bought up. But the problem is websites like The Time Machine exist. Or other people's documents happen. You know, that sort of thing. Who is Shadman? That is a subject. Don't go and search it. If you go and watch Dogpile's videos, is it Dogpile? I can't remember the dude's name now. This is the ex-employee of Mr. Beast.
Oh, is he the one who does the dirty pictures of kids?
Yeah, he's the guy who draws not safe for work stuff. But yeah, if you go, let me just try and find the video because it was done by. I'm pretty sure it's Dogpile. I'm just going to type exposing Mr. Beast. Dogpack, that's the dude. Go and check out Dogpack's channel. Tell me if he's a pedo or not. It's very hard to say yes because I don't know what he's done in his personal life, which is the worst part. But the stuff that he draws is not safe for work. And the one that got him the most into trouble was when he drew Keemstar's, at the time, 7-year-old daughter. So he's not great. And then Chris Tyson bought artwork off of Shadman. And it's known as Lolly, which is basically artwork of... It's artwork of younger people. That's literally how it's advertised. So take of that as what you will. I personally wouldn't search for it because it's pretty bad. But if you watch the videos on Dogpack's channel, that's done safely, where you can actually hear what it actually is. Basically, it's not great. And Chris Tyson was a supporter of Shadman. And I agree with Colossus. And Colossus at the time asked politely for him to stop doing what he was doing. And Shad didn't stop. And Colossus, he was the only one that was calling Shad out at the time. And I like Colossus because he's a very I don't take no shit type of person. And I like him because he's just fun to listen to as well. But yeah, he called him out very, very early on. And it was only him and... I think it was just him and Keem that were calling Shad out, and everyone else was defending Shad. And then all of a sudden, this starts happening, and you're like, no, he was genuinely just a sicko in the head anyway. So why were you defending him? Chris had pictures of teenagers. Yeah, probably, because that's what he was into. And then the thing is because all this is coming out, and he's got a young kid. That implements his relationship with his ex-wife and child, and that's not good. So all of this stuff coming out, and you're like, oh dear, and it just gets worse. The more that comes out about it, the more that gets reported about it, and the more people come forward with their stories and like their proofs. It all starts to look really bad for certain people who work for Mr. Beast. The thing that I find funny about it is, though, at exactly the same time all this is happening, Chandler is sitting on TikTok reading Bible verses. Like that's what he's doing right now. So if you want to find the holy side of like the Mr. Beast channel, Chandler's doing it. He's literally reading passages out of the Bible right now. I don't know if they were clothed or not. That was the stuff that made it NSFW. I wouldn't look at it. But yeah, it's all good. Hey, Gadfield, how you doing, dude? Thank you very much for kicking away. Just yapping, mainly. But at the same time, it's good to like have a chat. Is he religious now? I think Chandler has always been a Christian. He's just expressing his faith on TikTok. Now, the reason why I'm saying it the way I do is because it's up to him what he believes in. It's up to everybody else what they believe in. I don't care. My thing is, don't preach at me because I don't believe. Just bury me in a hole. My conscience will die. I'm fine. I accepted humanity a long time ago, and I'm flawed. Back for a few, heading off to the gym again in a few. Dude, you need to go to sleep. That's all good, man. Hopefully you enjoy the gym. I'm back down, I want to say Tuesday, but I don't know how warm it's going to be. Because it's going to be like 30 odd degrees in the UK. Well, it's going to be 30, 31 between like now and Tuesday. So I might be skipping Tuesday because I just don't survive in the heat. I'll be knackered. I'll be tired even before I get down there. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it. We live in an upstairs flat. It's horrible. And when it gets too hot, it gets really hot up here. Let's put it this way. When it was 40 degrees, I turned everything off. My PC was off. Everything, all the lights off. I just laid on the floor all day. It's like, it's cooler on the floor than it is 2 feet above me. It was horrible. .31 just gets sticky. That's the problem with the UK. We're just sticky. We're sticky people. Get an AC unit, and with what money? Yes, the magical Tory money tree. No air conditioning. No, this is the United Kingdom. Yeah, but do you pay for it? Because I can't. To run an air conditioner, my downstairs neighbours had one of those like big wheelie ones, right? And it cost him, I think he said it was £120 for 3 days. That was how much it cost him in electricity, just for those 3 days. So I don't have that much money. 120 quid is like, that's more than we spend on electricity a month. Yeah, the UK's like hot and sweaty and we don't have aircon. Our houses are designed to keep the warmth in. So when it comes to the winter and it's like -5 outside, it's quite nice inside. You know, its temperature is alright and the heating works. But yeah, we're a climate built for that. It just gets warm and we just suffer from it. And then what I find funny is, and this gets me on Facebook, when you'll get like Lad Bible turn around and go, oh yeah, so we're experiencing a heat wave. It's like 29 degrees, and all of a sudden you'll get like the American people go, well, 29, that's like a nice warm summer's day. Yes, it's a nice warm summer's day. In the UK, it's a muggy, horrible, sweaty mess because we're an island. We're a tiny, tiny island in the Atlantic Ocean, and when it gets hot, it gets sticky. And what you've got to think, for us, I live upstairs, which means heat's risen from downstairs, who they live their lives, we live our lives. So they've lived their life downstairs and it's cooled down at night. Our flat stays mid-20s every night during the summer. So when you guys go to sleep and it's like 18, 19 degrees or less, upstairs where we sleep, it's 25 degrees. And it's horrible. My electricity bill is about $450 a month. Yeah, I can't afford that, so we don't. Our electricity, I think we work out about, yeah, about at max, if we're like blasting the fans constantly, it's £100 a month. And my PC's on all the time. So because my PC's on all the time, Kerry's tablets and her phones are always, they're charging all the time. When the kids are home, it's more expensive. Yeah, but even when it's energy saving, it's still not cheap to run. That's what I'm getting at. You know, and then the washing machine and tumble dryer and all the other stuff. Catch you later, Gary. Have a good evening. Or whatever time it is for you. But yeah, it's joys of... The problem, as said, and this is the problem I have, and I've said this a long time. We keep our house at 20. During the summer, our house doesn't get cooler than 20. It's 20 degrees every day in this flat. From, I would say from about, I want to say April to early September, this flat is 20 degrees plus every single day. Without fail. And that includes night times. We have no respite. So when it's like 30 degrees outside, it gets to 30 odd degrees in here because we get the sun all day long on the front of the end of this, and then it's like it just stays there. So the heat doesn't really go away. So when it's 31 degrees outside, it'll be 31 in here. Right, I think this is going to be my last load of customers. Cheers, matey. Have a good evening. Bye-bye. There we go. Right, I'm going to shut my bar before other people turn up. No, go away. Okay, I've got one more bite. Yeah, I've got one more. We're fine. I'll serve you, and then we're done. There we go. £600 and I have a pipe out the window. Yeah, but for us, because no, I'm talking about this. I was talking about this, guys. So when it comes to money wise, I am a full-time carer. This is my job, so we don't earn a lot. So there's no point in having, like, I can't afford to run an air conditioner. It's too expensive. And I'd say the best part about it, though, we don't really have to worry about the heating too much, because during the winter we just shut all the windows and we can turn the heating on in the morning and it will keep us warm in here for the whole day. Because of how we're situated. The sun's on this flat all day long, so the sun, even in the winter, warms up the flat. Which is quite nice. But in the summer it's just not pleasant. But yeah, that's it for us. So it's just unfortunate. But I will say, if I wasn't a full-time carer and we were just your normal family, I wouldn't be on YouTube. I wouldn't have the time. I'd be at work. So it's just the way it's all been given out. That's the hand I was dealt. So I did it. You ever going to get a house? Are you joking?
What?
Yeah, I'm a carer. I don't get money. Like I don't get job like, it's not a caring job like an NHS carer. I basically gave up work and so what basically happened is I gave up work, my social life, and anything else I did outside this house to become a full-time carer. Which means this is it. So it's just when I say this is what I mean. Like if you're a full-time NHS carer, you'll get a wage. You'll get, you'll actually have it, that's your job. You get paid by the government to do your job, and you'll get paid a decent wage because that's your job by the NHS. But for me, I'm not an NHS carer. I am a stay-at-home father who looks after his kids and wife. That's it. That's all I get. So I get bog standard carer's allowance. Now, if you want to know how much it is, go on to Google and type in UK stay-at-home carer. And then,
Put your carers allowance.
yeah, just type in carer's allowance for the UK. That's how much I get paid. That's it. Mate, we can't... saving for a house. With what?
Shut up.
No, just out of curiosity, Thrill-Ride, how old are you? Because what I'm about to say is you're either going to know what I'm going to talk about, or the world is about to collapse around your brain. I'm more than happy to have this conversation. You're 16. That's right. Okay, cool. Let me just go into my chat screen. This is going to be a long one. Oh, cool. My screen's not loaded properly. That's fun. Cool. I'll just leave it at this. Okay. So you're 16 years old, and you think that everybody can just go out of their way and save up and get a house. Where's my normal chat screen? There it is. Okay, cool. This bit's not for everybody. So if you do want to leave, I'm more than happy to. Thank you very much for being here. It's most appreciated. Okay, so to put this into perspective, the average person, if you want to buy a house in the UK, you have to save up for at least, I think it's around £25,000 to £30,000 for you to put a deposit down on a house. So 10%. So your £300,000 house, you have to put down £30,000. In order for me, on my own, to afford £30,000, I would have to save up for 30 years. I'll be dead by the time that probably happens. 30 years. And because I don't have a job, the likelihood of actually getting a mortgage means it won't ever happen. The average person who works has to be able to afford a 10% put down, a deposit on a house. And then they have to prove their income to say that they're actually stable enough to be able to have a mortgage. And then the other problem with having a house is you are in charge of all of it. So when it comes down to your payments for your bills, repairs, new windows, flooring, piping, anything that goes wrong, you have to pay for it. We can't afford that. That's why we're on the council. We live in a council flat. If we have any problems, the housing association look after us. It's taken them 30 years to clean the gutters. And I know this because I've spoken to the people that have lived around here for 30 years. But in order for you to afford a house in 2024 in the UK, you have to save up a shit ton of money. And that's not even a joke. The worst part about it, though, is if you talk to Gen Z, the people, Gen X, sorry, the people before me, they're like coming up to 60 now, right? These people, when they were buying their houses were like £20,000. Their average take home a year was like £1,000, that sort of thing. When money was worth far, far less. And when they turn around on like their interviews and say, well, if they stop buying takeaways, they'd be able to afford a house. That's 30 grand just for a £300,000 property. You're not going to save 30 grand by not eating takeaways. I mean, you would over a really long period of time. So being a 16-year-old kid, and this comes from my honesty now. This comes from an older person's perspective. You're a 16-year-old kid. Completely understand what you want to do in your real life right now and aim for as high as you can, because all the while that you're young, you don't understand what's about to happen to you until you get out of school. When you get out of school, the whole world turns into this crap show of holy shit, I have to work 40 hours a week just to pay rent. A car mechanic, that's a good job. You still got to work, you still got to be able to bring in customers, you've still got to be able to earn a living. Being a car mechanic's a good job as long as you're moving with the times. So if you can fix a Tesla, then you're okay. Because that's the thing with the initiative of everybody moving to green, Being a car mechanic means you have to go from learning how to fix a combustion engine to an electric engine. And most of them you can't really do in your own garage now unless you've got all the specialised tools. And even the mechanic I use for fixing my car, he said the problem with all these modern cars is you can fix a lot of petrol cars, yes, but what are you going to do after all the combustion engines have stopped being worked on? And that happens in 2035, I believe, when the last combustion engine will be made, and there won't be any more petrol engines, and everything goes electric. Yeah, exactly. You'll be homeless. That's how hard it is. Like, in this transitional period between old tech and modern tech, you then have to either transition with the times or you have to find something else to do. Now, there will still be people who will be like, well, I don't want to get an electric car, I'll stick with a petrol. But those people will become less and less as time moves on. And as you're 16, this is going to happen in your lifetime. You might get to a point where none of your clients have got petrol engines anymore because you're a young person. Also take into account that the maker of the car decide not to give you access to the tools. Yeah, exactly. So diagnostic tools might become more limited because they're going to want more people to go back to the dealership so they can switch them over to an electric car. So it's all these things that can happen. And we live in a very, very changing time right now. Now, I've been alive long enough to watch it go from cassette to digital. I don't know what's coming after this. And I'm stuck in my ways. I'm middle-aged now, going by this. And at the end of the day, it sort of scares me that all these people who depended on the old tech are now going to have problems moving forward. And this is where it's all going to get more harder. Can we sustain all of this happening, or is it going to have to take some sort of backseat somewhere? I don't know. But when you're a young person and you're just about to go into this world of like you're trying to, this is going to be your job, how long is that job going to be around until you have to move forward? And that's where it gets harder. And as a car mechanic, yeah, you'll earn enough money. You'll earn enough money to go and put a deposit down at some point. But then when your job falls through because there's not enough customers, how are you going to pay your mortgage? You won't. The bank will take your house away from you. And you'll be stuck in a council house or a council flat in a studio 1-bedroom flat somewhere. Welcome to my world. So yeah, it's not an easy run by any means. And when people are like, oh yeah, you could save up for a house, it's like, no, I really can't. I was never going to be in a position where I'd ever be able to afford a house. My job wouldn't pay enough. When I was earning £350 to £400 a week. And even at that point, I was paying my bills and paying my rent, but I couldn't afford a mortgage. And I couldn't afford it then. So there's no way I can afford it now. And at one point, I was working 2 jobs. And I was working 2 jobs just to pay off my debt and pay off my rent and pay everything else. I was working close to 60 to 70 hours a week, and I couldn't still afford a house. And I was working minion jobs. That's just the joys of life. So, like I said, I made the best of a situation that happened to me. It's not going to happen to everybody. But there's no point in ever thinking, hey, I'll be able to afford a house. Because it just ain't going to happen. Unless all of a sudden someone sponsors this channel. I'm like, hey, I've got hundreds of thousands of pounds. But that's never going to happen. You just scared me. I don't know that it was hard to make money. Yeah, it's really hard to make money. Yeah. At the most amount of money I was earning at one point when I was working, and I was working 70 hours a week. So I was working 2 jobs. I was working 1 job for 40 hours. So I was going from work from 7:30 to 4:30. I would drive home, get changed, start work at 6 o'clock, finish at 10. And I did that every single day during the week. At 9:30 on a Friday, I would leave work. I'd drive into town. I was DJing till 4 o'clock in the morning. So I'd earn a bit of extra cash there. And then I'd drive home Saturday morning after I've been DJing. And I'd get dressed and I'd go back to work. I was working 6 days a week, between 65 and 70 hours a week. And I could only just afford my rent and what I owed people. Or basically companies. Because I'd gone into my overdraft. I was taking out cards. I went bankrupt by the age of 26 because I couldn't afford it. It was hard, And I mean, the thing is, this is the problem with young. I'm not. This is going to sound generalistic, but the problem with the young generation now is they don't understand how hard and how expensive things are just about to be. And Gen Z are just finding this out. If you go on TikTok, you're seeing kids having meltdowns because they have to work 40 hours a week and then they can't go out and see their friends. Welcome to real life. Welcome to real life. And yes, you have to pay tax and you have to pay insurance and you have to pay this and you have to pay that. In the UK, it's a little bit easier. You only have to pay like national insurance, which means every time you go to hospital, you don't have to pay to go to hospital. And then you'll start realising that the government are trying to, certain parts of the government are trying to privatise the NHS because they can't afford it. And then nor could you. So certain medications disappear because you can't afford it and it's privatised. So that's why people try to keep the NHS alive and national insurance alive in the UK. America doesn't have this. So your average inhaler, I think one of these costs like £100. A doctor's appointment's like £80. That sort of thing. An ambulance, I think an ambulance trip was 800 quid. So everything you're about to go through, don't take it for granted. But yeah, it's as soon as you leave school, everything you ever learn in school doesn't prepare you for what you're about to go through. You learn it the hard way. You just do it. And you don't bitch and moan about it. Don't make TikToks about how much you have to work. Don't cry. You just have to, unfortunately, and this is what I did. I sucked it up and went for it. So when I left home at the age of 23. And I basically left with debt, moved into my nan's house for 3 months, slept on the floor, and worked my arse off until I could afford a flat. That's what I did. I didn't bitch and moan about it, I just did it. I pay a separate hourly wage of $4.33 an hour for my medical, and even if I work a full 2 weeks paid bi-weekly, they still have to take it as part of my... Yeah, exactly. Thankfully in the UK, national insurance is like an X amount of your wage. So I think when I was working, I was earning around £350 a week. I think my national insurance was something stupid like £6 a week. I think it was about six. I think it was about £6 a week. I'd have to find one of my old payslips, but yeah, it's a lifesaver because you sit there and realise how much that. I mean, it'll be that one time you go to hospital and you've broken your leg. In America, it costs you like 20 grand. In the UK, it's free. You know, where you pay national insurance. My employer pays 100%. Good. That's a good employer to have. Yeah. But yeah, nothing's free. I mean, the UK, we say it's free because we don't get a bill at the end of it. You know, I mean, if I went to, like when I was looking after my kids when Kerry was in hospital, I fractured my hand. You know, and I was like, shit. So I drove myself to the hospital. And then, you know, a hospital appointment and an evaluation and a little cast to go over it for a couple of weeks. And that would have cost like $1,000. You know, let's say it was $1,000. In the UK, that costs whatever I put into national insurance. You know, so it's covered in the UK. Yes, you pay a little bit, but it's not 100% free. But we don't get given a nice big bill at the end of it. You know, what's it the average kid in birth in a hospital costs what, 30 grand? Just to give birth in America. And that's if it's not complicated. So if there's like anything else afterwards, it's extra money. I have friends in Canada. Anyone with enough pays for private insight. Yeah, I would. How much is it? How much is it to give birth in a hospital in America?
It's probably very, private insurance in Canada is probably very similar to how it is over here. You have it as a top up. So like if you can't get
I'm waiting for Steve to reply. Whatever your deductible is. Yeah, well, I saw there was a woman on YouTube who said just to have her child and to be in there for like 5 days, I think it cost her 30 grand. In the UK, it's walk in, give birth, you're in for a couple of days, you walk out, there's no bill. That's what it's like in the UK. The only thing, when it comes to medication, it's highly deducted. So your average prescription at the moment is £9 an item. So one of these inhalers will cost you £9. £9.90. So it's a tenner for an inhaler now. I don't know how much that is in America. But it went, as soon as you leave school, you then realise how expensive things are. And you really, and no one prepares you for this. And I feel that the last year in school should be, this is what's about to happen to you. So you prepare for it. So you learn how to do your own taxes and stuff. Because if you're a self-employed person in the UK, you have to do your own taxes. Thankfully, if you work for somebody, you don't have to do them. In America, you all have to do your own taxes, which sucks. Because inhaler costs in America. In America.
I mean, come on, America had to have it put in as a federal law that insulin couldn't be above a certain price because of
it's no big deal. The thing is, for some people in America, it is a big deal to do your own taxes because some people don't know how to do it. And this is your problem. Education system fails your average person. In the UK, we don't have to worry about our taxes unless you're self-employed. It all gets done through our employee, which is done through an accounting department. We don't even touch them. They're just part of the company. The price difference between a brand name and a generic is stark. Generic inhalers cost between $16 and $24, whereas the brand name Ventolin, which is what we used to have until they changed it to a salbutamol because of CFCs, that would cost you $50 in America. $50. That's what it says on Google, at least. The 1040 is, yeah, but that's the thing. You have to do it. We don't. I've got the tax assessment forms, and I've got one here because I'm on YouTube and I earn money through PayPal, well, not PayPal, AdSense. I had to fill out I think the one I filled out was a 1030 something, and that was because we have a special agreement with America where I don't get taxed. Basically, if you're not one of those like special like agreements from America to whatever country you live in, you pay 30% tax whatever. Because I'm in the UK, I don't have to, but I still get my tax form from America each year. One of my sugar pills for the brand name would be $50 per pill. Yeah, exactly. Like the bag of medication that Kerry gets is free, thankfully. Because Kerry's medication there's a lot of like pain meds and stuff because of obviously her like after being through cancer. But yeah, each one of those, I think I bring home around 10 packs of medication when she has to put in a big order. That's like £100, and that's the deducted rate. So yeah, when it comes down to the UK, we've got it a little bit easier because we have systems set up and things put in place. But as said, nobody teaches you this in school. What's the tax rate? I don't know.
12% over, I think it's about 7,000. Then it's 25% up to 40,000.
Give me a sec. Tax rate in the UK, because ours is staggered. So here we go. Right. If you earn £12,570 as a personal allowance in the UK, you pay zero tax. Basic rate of tax is between £12,571 to £50,270, and that's 20%. If you go to higher rate, which is 50,271 to 125,140, it's 40%, which technically doesn't work out as 40%, but that's something else you have to take into consideration. Additional rates is over 125,000, it's 45%. So the way they do it in the UK is that if you earn 100 grand, right, your first £12,570 you won't get taxed on. All right, so it's tax free. You earn 100 grand, that money's yours. You don't have to pay nothing on it. Between 12,000 to 50 grand, that money there will be taxed 20%. Right? They'll take 20% off of that small amount, and then the rest of it's yours. And then when it gets to the 125 section, they'll take the rest of it off from there. So they'll take another 20%. And that is your 40% deduction of your tax. They won't take 40% of 125,000. They'll take 40% after. They'll take another 20% after the 50. So you'll get taxed 40% over the whole section, not over the whole amount. Which is I did have an image of this. And I can't remember where I put it.
It's done though, so it stays proportionate to your earnings.
Yeah, stream's going to end soon anyway, but I did have an actual image of how the tax bracket was worked out in the UK. The 40 to 45% is crazy. No, it's not. It works out really cheap. You technically only pay about 27%. Technically.
Yeah.
Where the bloody hell's my YouTube file? It is on it. There it is. Is it in here? I can't remember. I did have an image of how taxes worked out in the UK, so it's probably on Google somewhere. Give me a sec. Images. It was an actual drawing. Someone drew it. Drawing of how tax works. Alright, that's not going to work. I might have to do this on my own then. You pay 45% towards your salary. No, you don't. Right. Let me see if I can draw this. It works out a bit easier. Have I got the web page in front of me?
You want to do line drawing?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
So you can split it into brackets.
Yes.
Because I don't think what they're getting is the nuance of it.
So oh, god damn it! Right. No, you close. Where's that window gone? This one. You go over here. Right. Okay. Cool. So let me just bring up my review mode. This is what we wanted. This is Photoshop. Right. So I'm going to do this roughly, and this is how it's all worked out. So I've got chat up here. It's all good. Thanks for a great comment. That's all good, man. Okay, so let's go. I'm just going to go freehand on this. So big art brush. Let me just make this a bit smaller. There we go. We're going to go pirate software style. We're just going to draw shit. So let's say, if I draw in black, it would be better. Right. Big box. So this is 0. And this is 100k. By the way, I am shit at drawing in Photoshop with my right hand. Okay, cool. So this section here is 12k. Okay, where you pay 0 tax. 0 tax. Okay? 0 tax on your first £12,570. Okay? This is it. 0. 0 tax. Done. Right. You pay up to 100. You get paid up to 125k. So let me just change that to 125 because they changed the tax bracket in the UK. So 125,000. I wish I could literally draw, but I can't. So you're between 12,000 and 50,000. Let's see. You're going to get charged 40% tax up to 125,000 here. Okay. So this is your 40%. 40% you're going to get charged for the whole lot. but you will only get you'll get charged 20% off your first 50.
Yeah, you only pay 20% on the first 50.
Okay, so 50k, you'll get taxed this much.
No, you don't even get up to first 50. It's the 37,500, isn't it?
No, it's up to 50 now.
Yeah, but because you get a tax-free allowance of 12,500.
Yeah.
You're only
So
paying tax on 37.50.
this section here, you get no tax. This section here, you get no tax. This little 20%, or this little 20% is of your 50,000. So the first like 37 grand you're going to earn, you don't have to pay tax on.
No, the first 12.5.
Basically, so this is your first bit here of 12,500, and you don't get taxed on it. On 50k, you'll get charged 20% tax.
On
Okay.
37,500.
No, on 50,270.
50,000, you still get your 12,500 allowance. So you would only pay tax on 37,000 of it.
Up to 50 grand, you pay 20%.
Honey,
It's on here.
yeah, I know, but listen to what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I'm reading.
Your tax-free allowance is 12,500.
I know.
If you pay 50, if you're paid 50,000,
I know.
you still get your 12,500 tax allowance.
I know.
You're only paying 20% tax on 37,500.
I know.
That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah,
You're
and
not-
on here, basic rate between 12,571 and 50k, you get 20% tax. So all of the bits with the tick numbers, you're keeping, right? And on your last 50,000, you're only going to be paying 20% tax. So let's just colour this in as well. So this will be this much here. Oh no, that's 20%. I can't do this because I can't draw. So this section here is your last 20% of your last 50 grand, and you'll only pay 20% tax on it. So over £125,000, you pay, yes, 40%, but you only pay 20% out of each bracket. You don't pay 40% of 125,000. So that's how the tax bracket works for 125 grand. If you go to 125,000 and above, you pay 45%. But that 5% will come out of this bit here, which means in the last bracket, which is between 50 and 100k, you'll only pay 25%. That's the UK. And that's how we do it over here. So the tax bracket is a little bit easier on people who earn more money. But in your first 12.5 grand, you pay nothing anyway. US is 0 to 11 is 10%. So that's the other thing. In the UK, you wouldn't pay tax on the first 12,000. 11 to 44k is 12%, 44 to 95k is 22, 95 to 182 is 24. So you've got a lower tax bracket unless you're working. So yeah, that's how that works.
They've got a low tax bracket, but they pay tax across more.
Yeah. So you pay more tax across a larger number. We pay 45% over 125k, and then that gets spread out over the first couple of tax brackets. So yeah, it's fun, basically. But that's the thing, that in the UK it's simple, but as a non-self-employed person, because I don't own a company, I'm not a rich person, so I've never had to pay tax. I earn less than 12 grand
The other way they work
all the time.
as well is, if you think about it, Americans pay for their insurance, but we pay national insurance, which is something like 12p a pound.
Yeah,
And again, you have
that is how it works here too. Yeah, but your first number where you're paying 10% on your first 11k, we don't do that. You're paying 24. So are you saying you pay 24% over your between 95 and 182k? So you're paying 45%, but it's spread over those two sections. Is that how? Is that? Yeah. Okay, that's fine. But yeah, I don't like the fact that the poorest people get penalised. So that's what was different about the UK system, because we've got people on like 0 hours contracts, you know, low income working and all that. We don't pay anything over 12.5 grand. So if both people in one, let's say if I was working a job and Kerry was working a job, but neither of us earned 12 grand, we both wouldn't get taxed. What did I get wrong? If he said no, I will wait until you've replied now. Here's an interesting little subject. Okay, there you go. But yeah, it's weird that, I mean, yeah, UK just basically said if you're a poor person, you can't pay tax because it kills you financially. Especially with how expensive things are in the UK at the moment. It's like poor people just can't. We can't afford it. It's that simple. We had to cut down our food budgets because of it. We can't go to certain supermarkets because they charge too much for certain foods. So we do a lot of like bulk shopping now. Basically, how my parents used to live when I was younger. So yeah, it's very strange, but yeah, like I said, in the UK we don't have to worry about it. It's not something we have to worry about as like a self-assessment tax thing, unless you're self-employed. This is why in the UK, people do jobs for cash only, because it's not traceable. So if you're working a full-time job and you work a part-time job on the side that's cash only, it's disappeared money, basically. That's how it works. That's yeah. It's why people some people cut down on how much they do on eBay and stuff, because eBay, you now have to, your eBay records can now be like sent over to like HMRC, which means they they see how much you earn. So in the UK, people are starting to do more jobs for cash in hand stuff and doing more boot fairs and stuff, because in order to get rid of stock or like stuff that you've got laying around the house, you don't put it on eBay anymore. You go to a boot fair, you pay £9 for a pitch and you take whatever money you earn. No, it's one of those things. But yeah, it's just the way it is now, unfortunately. I can remember as a kid fattening up a cow, so yeah. But yeah, it's one of those things. You just, I think this comes from me, but when I left school, no one tells you how to live outside of school life. You're going from being a teenager, from living at home, and you've got aspirations of like moving out and getting your own place, but then nobody's there to really show you how to do that. So you just have to like fumble around and work it out for yourself. And a lot of people struggle with it. And this happens in the UK, happens in Europe, happens everywhere in the world. Teenagers get out of school thinking it's all just going to be a laugh and everything. And all of a sudden they're hit with the harsh reality that life is just, it's not a grand thing unless you're entitled. Unless you've got a good job lined up, or you've got rich parents that are willing to like pay for your rent and stuff. It's not an easy life. And this is why social media started having like teenagers turning into their 20s having meltdowns, because they've been sheltered so much in social media, in mobile phones and laptops and everything else. And all of a sudden they're outside working 40 hours a week going, well, I can't hang around my friends. It's like, well, there's your problem. Do you have a carer and tech ed your class there? Career. No. Not really, no. Tech education is just something that comes into like school anyway. So you put into like IT class. So you learn about computers and bits and pieces. That's like a standard. Those classes really helpful to get. Yeah, so yeah, career advice is one thing that lacks in the UK. When it comes to, well, unless the school, as I said, I got away from school like 20 years ago. I was nearly 20 when I left school, because my birthday falls right at the beginning of a term. So when I finished my last year in school, because I stayed on for sixth form instead of going to college, I was nearly 20 by the time I finished secondary school, because of just like age and times of everything. But yeah, there was nothing like that. Secondary, in sixth form alone, they should have had like careers advice, or if you want to do this, this is what you should be aiming for. But they never did that. It wasn't like that for me, at least. So yeah, it's the harsh reality of life. You just don't get help. Welding, auto mechanics class is very common here. We don't get none of that here. That's a college thing. So when you finish secondary school, if you want to go into like MIG welding and all that sort of stuff, that's college or apprenticeship. So you'd become an apprentice at a mechanics. The mechanic will send you off to a college degree, degree for a couple of years whilst you're learning at the garage. You're earning like flat rate, like £5 an hour sort of thing. You know, it's an apprenticeship. I remember when they had woodwork and metal work in the high. Yeah, well, we had woodwork. Yeah, they started in 10th grade. Yeah, not in the UK. UK is. I think now the laws change. You have to be in education until you're 18, at least. So you are pushed to 18 to then that's when you can leave school. College is where you can go into things like mechanic, woodworking properly, metal shop, that sort of thing. That's a college thing. That's not a secondary school thing for us. So that's 18 upwards, basically. So if I wanted to become a mechanic, I'd have to go to university now, because obviously I'm too old to go to college. So university courses, I'd have to get funding for a university course to go off and get a job. The problem is I'm a full-time carer, so I can't get a full-time job, because if I started earning full-time money, that affects Kerry's benefits for being on disability. Everything basically is money tied to how much you earn. Our high schoolers build a house each year, and that's flipping good education. In order to do bricklaying in the UK, you have to go to college to be a bricklayer. So you would finish your 6 years of education at secondary school, which is between the ages of 13 and 18. When you finish that, you go to college. You can take a bricklaying course at a college or university, and you start off as a labourer, which is good money. Like labourers and builders in the UK, good money. Always. My brother could have done it, but he didn't. My brother went through a 3-year university course because he was able to get an actual course there, and then he didn't do it. Yeah. Look up Skills USA when you have a chance. If I lived there, I would. Because it doesn't really impede my life, then I won't bother. But I've got to be honest, like I said, it's nice to have these conversations, because people in the UK, we only focus on what goes on in our country when it comes to our education system and everything else. And then it's the same for America. Americans, you focus on your own medical, your own everything, and you never hear it from our side of things as well. So it's good. I enjoy having this sort of conversation with people, so because you then understand where we come from as well. But yeah, I would say that some of our schooling system is backwards, and I would say for all countries around the world as well. There should be a section of school where you learn how to deal with life outside of school, because it messes too many people up. Like, the people aren't the worst part about, I would say, being young. You're not educated in credit cards. You're not educated in bills. You're not educated in basic cost of living. At all. And none of the kids that come out of secondary school could put together a shopping list. None of them, because they just feel that my mum and dad used to do it for me. It's like, that's the problem. Yeah. Thrill ride. Welcome to life, mate. It's a lot to take in. It really is. And I'm still learning. I've got some of it down now, where it's like this certain thing, but yeah, it's really hard. Yeah, the UK needs to do it as well, because as soon as you get out of school, there's no one holding your hand. There's nothing, and that's the problem. There's no help. You make your mistakes, you live with them. The worst mistakes I made was debt, and I got into a lot of debt, and I had to pay. The worst part about it, when you go bankrupt, is that when you go bankrupt, you have to pay for bankruptcy. When I went bankrupt, I had to pay £450 to legal fees to go bankrupt. So it sucks. I had no money, and I had to find 450 quid. And then you turn up in court, and you sit there in front of a judge, and thankfully the judge was looking at me. He just goes, "You've made a few mistakes, haven't you?" I went, "Yep. I've basically boned up at this point." And he goes, "Well, you were paying it back to a point. What happened?" So I told him my story of what happened, and he goes, "I feel like that you've learnt your lessons, and so on and so forth. So we'll make this quick. I'm going to make you bankrupt, which means you cannot hold a credit card for 5 years. You cannot hold a bank account for 5 years, There's no overdraft facilities for you for 5 years. You can't do anything. I was like, cool. Can I still have a building society account? And he said yes. And that was my saving grace. A building society account is not a bank. It's a building society. It's a community bank, basically. And because it's not a bank, you can't get an overdraft. There's no you can't do a lot, but you can have savings. So I still had my account, which means I could still get paid. My money went into an account and it was budgeted and it was good. But it taught me a really hard life lesson that if you get yourself into that much debt, you will screw up. And there is no easy way out. It is a court date. And my reality check was I was sitting in a room waiting to go into court with all these people around me who were going through separations, divorces. You had the chavvy couple in the corner that were done for like GBH and that sort of thing. And I'm sitting there going, how the fuck did I get here? And why the fuck am I here? And I was in a really shitty court as well. Like there's nice courts in the UK. I was in a crappy one. I was in Hastings and it was horrible. It was a real grotty hot hellhole. And yeah, at that point, that was the turning point in my life. I felt like after that, I understood a lot more, and I had to learn the harsh way. And the reason why I had to learn that is because if I hadn't learnt it, I would still be that stupid moron who was like, oh, don't worry about it. I'll just take out this. I'll be fine. And I was never fine. It was horrible. So my advice to, if you're a young person and you're watching this, and I don't know if you are, I know Thrill Riders, learn anything and everything you can right now, because the people in the schools do not teach you what you're about to go through. They just don't worry about it. They don't care. The one time I was in court, the judge was named Newcomb. Oh, dude, that would have been sweet. Duke Nukem. Yeah, that would have been cool. But yeah, yeah, leaving school is a harsh reality. Really is. And I don't wish the way that I learned how to deal with stuff, I don't wish that upon anybody, because it's not the greatest of living. You know? And it's it was a trying time. Let's put it that way. You learn a lot when you go through hardship. Trust me. So, I know it has ended on... like I said, this was going to be a long bit because Thrill Ride, you hadn't got a clue. Trust me that if you need help, Thrill Ride, and I'm not going to put myself out there and say, hey, I'm the guy that you can talk to. My advice would be to find somebody who knows. Talk to your mum and dad. Talk to your grandparents. Talk to anybody who you can to make you understand what it's like out there, because no one in school will tell you. You've single-handedly taught me more. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it took me 20 years to figure it out. But yeah, it's one of those things. I can only tell you things that I've experienced in my life. My advice is to talk to people outside of school. You know, like how hard is it to be a mechanic in the UK right now? How long do you think it's going to be until things start happening and changing and this, that and the other? My mechanic locally, he's already seeing the change because certain people have electric cars and he can't deal with them. So he's already turning customers away because of this change. And that's one thing that you have to take into consideration as well. Anyways, tomorrow I will be playing Hydroneer. Or sorry, today, because it's now Saturday. I will be playing Hydroneer. I will be starting a brand new game. So if you want to come along for the ride on that, that's going to be a good load of streams in the future, because I'm starting from nothing and we're working our way through the original game, working our way through Volcalidus, and we'll go from there. But thank you very much for talking. Thank you very much for chatting. And yeah, I hope every single people out there live your life to the best you can, seriously. And if you need help, there's always people out there who can ask. We're always about. Even if we're not the greatest of people, we'll try and point you in the right direction. Until then, peace out. Have fun. Enjoy everything you guys do. And I'll catch you in about 16 hours, roughly. 18? We'll go for now. Bye bye for now.